Welcome to the Databricks Skill Builder series. We're glad you're
Hello,
here.
and welcome to the Databricks AWS Quick Start Deployment Walkthrough Guide. My name is David Wells, and I will be accompanying you today. So, what are AWS Quick Starts? AWS Quick Starts transform how enterprises worldwide rapidly deploy, configure, and scale cloud-native environments and third-party solutions using automated AWS-validated architecture blueprints. To say that another way, they're blueprints that you can deploy that simplify the deployment and configuration of services, third-party integrations, etc. Today, we'll be walking through the Databricks AWS Quick Start. So, what is an AWS Quick Start versus an Express setup? So, this Quick Start is a way to quickly deploy new workspaces within your Databricks account using a prepackaged bundle that takes care of many of the steps for you. Whereas a Databricks Express setup is a serverless deployment of both the new account and workspace itself. So the main difference between the two is that the AWS Quick Start will deploy the required configuration connections and resources within your AWS account, whereas Databricks Express Setup deploys completely within your Databricks account, and then you can manually make connections into your AWS account afterwards. So before you deploy an AWS Quick Start workspace, there are a couple of prerequisites. The first one is we recommend walking through the AWS Quick Start documentation. This documentation goes over the high-level requirements, provides you options of how to manually create a workspace or other options when deploying, the considerations before you begin, which is just making sure that you have availability within your service quotas to deploy the required AWS objects. If you don't have your quota availability, you can request an update or work with your Databricks account to figure out what options are available for you. It then walks you through the high-level steps that we will be walking through today. On the AWS side, you'll obviously need the permissions to deploy the objects that the Quick Start template will deploy for you. You can use a role if your account doesn't have said permissions, and we'll go through the steps of how to configure that. So, what are the high-level steps that you would take to deploy an AWS Quick Start workspace? So, the first one is to complete the prerequisite steps that we just mentioned. Then you want to log into your Databricks account portal. You want to go to workspaces and create a workspace. Then you want to follow the quick start deployment steps, and then you're off to the races. Afterwards, we recommend following the next steps that we'll come back to. So I've already logged into my Databricks account for convenience, but once you get there, you essentially want to go through to workspaces, create new workspace. You'll want to put in a new workspace name. You'll want to select a region because, as you may know, a workspace is deployed to a specific AWS region. We're going to go ahead and pick US East 2 for this demo. And then we're going to make sure that we select use your existing cloud account and automatically with Quick Start. So as you can tell, I'm already logged into AWS, but if you're not, it will take you into the AWS login page, which hopefully you're familiar with at this point. And then once you're here, you essentially see the Quick Start configuration options. So the first is to review the template that the Quick Start template will deploy. So it just goes through the individual steps that it will take in the order that it will take. If you would like more details, you can go into the template and review the actual steps and extract the permissions that you'll require for this. And then if you run into any help, there's a link here within the template that provides troubleshooting and guided steps, or there's a Quick Start support email address that you can send, but we have that information in the PDF that should have accompanied this video as well. Next, you can review the configuration options, such as provide a stack name. So what is the stack name for the stack that you're going to deploy? What are the parameters? So this allows you to reach back out to the Databricks account that you are deploying the Quick Stack for. And this allows the Quick Stack template to configure both your AWS side and your Databricks side so that both are aware of each other. You can review and confirm the workspace name. I'm just calling this new workspace 3. You can set tags if you would like for whatever reason is relevant to you. And then we mentioned earlier that you can set a specific role for the Cloud Formation service. So you can either select the role from a dropdown, or you can set the IAM role ARN. We're not going to do that for this step because we don't need to. Thank you. But those options are available for you. Next, you'll want to set the stack failure options. So, what behavior provision failing do you want to take? So, you can roll back all stack resources, or you can preserve successfully provisioned resources. I recommend rolling back all stack options, but it is completely up to you. You can delete newly created resources during rollback. So, use the deletion policy or just delete all new resources. Then you have additional stack options, such as the policy that you would like to set when this executes. For the sake of this demo, we're going to leave all of these options default. You can set the rollback configuration. So the monitoring time, the call watch alarm ARN. You can set the notifications option, such as SNS topic. And you can set the stack creation options, such as a timeout or a termination process. Once you've reviewed these, you can review the formation documentation, etc. And once you're comfortable with all the steps, you can click I acknowledge and click create stack. And this will essentially execute the stack creation process for you. And so this will take about 10-15 minutes to deploy, and it is essentially going through the template and deploying the resources for you on your behalf on both the AWS side and the Databricks side. Right. As you can see, the workspace stack has successfully deployed. So here you can review all of the steps that the template took. You can even see a timeline view. So the Lambda is triggered, S3 bucket was created, the role was created, catalog role was created, workspace, etc. If there are any issues along the way within the template, I mentioned a how-to guide. That is also in the appendix of the PDF that should be associated with you. But this how-to page has, let me zoom in for you, has helpful steps for issues that can occur along the way, and then troubleshooting steps to resolve them. So feel free to review the document and how to guide. And if you still have issues, I'll show you what to do in the next steps. So now that we've successfully deployed our workspace, we can go back to the workspace itself and refresh the page. And you see that the new workspace has been created. What you can do is you can go ahead and click the open page, and this will take you to your new workspace. And from here, you can go in, deploy some compute, test things out, whatever works for you. And so once you've deployed your new workspace, there's a number of steps that you can take. You can click the Getting Started tutorial link. That will take you to a bunch of walkthroughs, such as how to query and visualize data, how to build an ETL pipeline, how to create an LLM, prototype AI agents, etc. You can collaborate with workers, add users to your new workspace, and you can follow the appendix on how to define and deploy, monitor, and most importantly, secure your workspace. And so I hope you found this how-to helpful. And if you have any questions, feel free to reach out in the Databricks support forums, which are located in the appendix. You can review the troubleshooting steps that the page that I just showed. You can email quickstartsupport@databricks.com, and you can open up a support ticket in our support portal. I hope you found this helpful, and I hope you have a great day. Take care.